So this is the second quick video that I wanted to record, really answering a question from a customer who's getting set up with one of these OBSBOT Tiny 2 cameras. The first one was around green screen, which is why you can see here we're sitting in front of a green screen, and I've just recorded that video, so I'll link to that one at the end. But the second part of the question really was, we'd been talking about Elgato Prompters on this hangout inside of Impact, and she was asking the question that if she got an OBSBOT Tiny 2, would she be able to use that inside the prompter? And I said, I don't know, but let's have a look. And so that's what this video is about. So this is now coming through. So ignore the fact that I'm on green screen. We're looking at the camera quality coming through here. How really do you, if you wanted to do the same thing, maybe you've got both a Elgato Prompter or you've been hearing about them. Maybe you've already got one of these PTZ cameras from OBSBOT. It's obviously not the ideal setup for this, and you're paying in this OBSBOT Tiny 2 to be this pan, tilt, zoom camera that will track you around if you're moving around a room. Why ever have we trapped it here inside of this prompter, caging this wild beast really? Well, it's just in this scenario, this is a customer of mine who, as a step up to getting her Sony camera and getting set up with the equipment that we use there inside of Impact, she just said, well, actually, this is a potential second camera that she'd like to be using anyway, so it makes sense to her to get started with this camera first and get the prompter and things as well. All right, so please don't shoot me down in the comments. Yes, it might seem crazy to be putting a pan tilt zoom camera inside of here, but if you've got them, how do we do it? Now, the first thing that really needs to be, we're talking really through this control center up here. And I'm assuming you've seen this. If you haven't, we have done a review video on this Tiny 2. We've also done one on the Tail Air, and we've done a third one showing how to link them together and use Ecamm Live, which is the software over here that is giving us the green screen effect. So let me very quickly just work you over this. This part here is the console really, and then this is the little video preview when you click up here. Now, I would always encourage you, if you can handle it, if you're just using this for recording, I would put this into 4K 30. And the main thing, we're under this first tab of console, we're turning off tracking. So there's no tracking going to be happening. Normal tracking has been ticked. We're coming down here. Now, what you can do is you can set this up so you can use the zoom down here, in and out. And you can use this joystick to move you around. Hopefully this has kept my position. Yep, we've locked it in there as a preset. So nothing is going to be moving in here. And look, even when I do the hand gestures, if you know what this is like, normally that would be jumping into life and start to track me. Well, we've turned it off. So let me jump across to the third one first, where it says more, and we've got this device sleep. So you can just pause this and go down my settings if you want, but notice that we've turned off these gesture controls. So normally me doing this would tell it to zoom in and out, or telling it to lock. So that's all turned off, and I've also turned off the very clever voice controls as well. So I'm not going to say anything that suddenly springs this into life. Okay, so this is really the main part of this, locking these things down so you don't have this suddenly chasing you. And then in the image here, personally, I've turned off HDR. I'm leaving it on autofocus, and the exposure, I've turned off auto exposure. I like to be in control of this, so I've just put it down here to a 50th. And one of the main things that you're finding when you're working through this prompter is that it will be slightly darker than what it would do normally. It's got to shoot through that tinted glass. So my ISO is up to 400 in this room. Normally it would be on 200 for this. I've manually set up my white balance based on what lights I've got in the room here. And typically I'm just knocking these down a couple. Actually, that contrast, I'd bring it back down a bit. It doesn't matter so much in this setup while I've got my green screen, because you're not seeing that anyway, but just softens it off a little bit, in my opinion. So they're the settings that I've got in there. What else can I say? That's kind of it really. It was just, does this work? Is the image quality good enough? I absolutely love this little PTZ camera. I think it does such a great job. And so yeah, to be able to run it through here, so like right now, I'm looking at myself. I'm using Ecamm with their preview window, so I've got an image of me right there in front. For folk that find it weird to just look at a camera and talk, it's sometimes easier like this. I feel like I'm just looking into a mirror, or if I'd got notes, I could be putting those up there. I could have a full script up there, but it keeps my eyes locked on. So we're big fans of using a teleprompter, and these Elgato ones really do make life easy for you. So there it is, the OBSBOT Tiny 2 camera, all locked down, all set up really well using 4K, and then in this Elgato, fixed on in the back of this. This is no problem at all. I could close all this down, come back to it tomorrow, and everything will be there. I could hit program 1, which I can actually put into my Stream Deck, so I don't even need to have the app open, and I will get this consistent look every time. Although I am about to go now and take this green screen down and pack it away and just get that normal background back behind me. I hope that's been helpful. If it has, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. If you've got any feedback or questions, please follow up. Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see the video where I show you how to set this up with the green screen, you can watch that right here. And if you want to watch the review of this video, you can watch that here. And while you're here, be sure to subscribe. Thanks a lot. See you soon.